Hi guys, good morning and welcome to Edie's Attic. My name is Jenny and I am here with an energy read to give you an update on this week's energy and what we have in store for us and what kind of lessons we need to learn for the week. Before I began recording, I had 3 thoughts that came to mind and I put them on cards in regards to where our energy is sitting and what Spirit wants us to do this week. And the first card I got out, first thought, is back to work we go, followed by no more resting and don't get stuck. So for a lot of us in the collective, we may have taken some time to rest. Maybe we've taken vacations, or we've gone into hermit mode and closed off a little bit from people around us and kind of just decompressing and pulling away and resting our energy and our resources and tapping into ourselves and our intuition and our soul and doing all that work that we needed to do. Spirit is saying now is the time that we've rested to get back to work and to start applying everything that we've learned, start channeling all that energy that we've stocked up on during our resting period. They're like, no more resting. You've rested enough. You're okay. You are in a place now where you can step forward and start putting into motion all your ideas and start working on those things that you are planning for yourself. All these things that you've been thinking about and sitting on and creating behind the scenes, it's time to implement them and to put them into action. And don't get yourself stuck. So I wanted to tell you, I did have a dream last night, which was really interesting, which is part of what led to me writing this card. It was a dream that I was outside my home and I was speaking to my oldest child who was, almost an adult. And we were chit-chatting on the front porch and I said, I'll be right back. And I turned around and ran and grabbed something from my vehicle. And when I turned back around, it was daytime and now it was dark. But it wasn't the dark where you had the moonlight shining down and you could still see stuff, or you had the street lamps on and things were lit up. It was dark, dark. And he was not there no more. I could hear that he had went into the house without me. And he shut the garage behind him. And the front door was locked. And I was like, well, why would he just leave me? I thought, why would he just leave me here? We were just talking. He could have waited a minute. And I could hear commotion in the house and the dogs barking. And no matter what I did, like I tried to bang on the garage door for him to open it. And I couldn't get my hand to hit the door. It was like lifting 1,000 pounds. My hands and arms were so heavy. And then I'm out there and I can hear the talking and I can hear the commotion. I could hear that everyone was on the other side of this door. And I looked at my keypad entry and I went to go type in the code to enter my home. And it was so dark. I kept looking behind myself and seeing nothing but darkness. And I could sense and feel in my body fear of what's behind me, what's coming, why can't I get in? It was this horrible, horrible sense of fear. And every time I would go to type in the code, I couldn't lift my hand high enough to reach the key fob or whatever to enter my garage. And I kept forcing myself. And it was all this might, all this will to lift my hand up just to like type in the entry. And it was hard. But then I became completely aware. I all of a sudden realized something was stopping me from doing what I needed to do. And I still kept feeling this sense of fear in my body. But in that moment, I chose, I'm in charge of this dream. I'm not going to let fear stop me in my own dream, my own subconscious thoughts from doing this task and doing what I need to do right now. So I managed to like erased it all from my mind. Like everything that I was just afraid of, I'm no longer afraid of. And my arms are no longer heavy. I'm in control. And I lifted my hand up. I typed in the code. The garage door opened. And I moved on in. And I remember, though, a little bit of fear crept in one more time as I looked behind me, wondering, is there anything out there that's going to come in behind me and enter my home? And then I just let it go, pressed the button, and down went the garage, and I was safe. So that's kind of where the don't get stuck came from, is sometimes our fear can envelope us and take over. Sometimes our fear can almost stop us and hinder us from what we can do. And it can take over our bodies subconsciously. It keeps telling us that we can't do what it is that we want to do, and it's physically maiming us. Our minds are so powerful. What our subconscious tells us we are capable of doing and what we actually can do can sometimes be two separate things. That is why it's so important to be in control of your mind as well, and what you're feeding it, and the thoughts you're feeding it, and what you're telling yourself every single day. If you're constantly feeding yourself doubt and fear and telling yourself that you can't do something, you're talking yourself down just to talk yourself down. You're feeding yourself these thoughts. They sit in your subconscious mind, and then it can physically stop you from obtaining the things that you are trying so hard to reach and achieve. So don't get yourself stuck. Don't let fear creep in. Remind yourself, against everything that your subconscious is telling you, that you are still in complete control of your actions and your thoughts, and motivate yourself. Become your biggest fan and teach yourself how to talk to yourself better, because those are the things, like I do it myself. I will often say that I struggle in social situations. I struggle being around big groups of people. I can feel their energy, and sometimes it's uncomfortable and it's too much. But then I say that so often to friends and family as excuses, I would assume, maybe to avoid those energetic connections and gatherings, that it's become a huge part of my own subconscious mind. So whenever something comes up, or an event or an activity or something that's out of my comfort zone, my subconscious mind will tell me, don't do it, because you remember, you don't like the way the energy feels. Now, it's not saying to go against your intuition and your gut instinct. Usually the very first feeling you have about something will often be the correct feeling, but you also have to use discernment in regards to, is this intuition, or are these my thoughts? Are my thoughts convincing me out of something again because I've trained them to think this way so often? I wanted to also pull from a deck of mine I haven't used in quite a while. It's my Karma Cards by Monte Farber. In regards to, this week's lessons, I really wanted to see what the universe wants us to learn this week. What is the core lesson of the week? And these karma cards are definitely a really, really good indicator of where our energy is and what it is that we need to work on. I do feel like I don't give them enough credit, and I need to start using them more often. I may start using these every Monday to get going for the week. But let's get into it and see what the universe has for us this week. Your vision. In Aquarius, it's lying. And it says, your vision. What's new and different about? use an unconventional way. And in reverse, we have genius to experiment with, the discoveries of, and resulting from the eccentricity of. So your vision, what's new and different about? Use an unconventional way. Your vision. Let's see here. Spirit, can you elaborate on your vision? What's your vision? Anything else, Spirit? A new opportunity, something you've never done before. Okay. A new vision. What's new? A new opportunity. Something that you've never done before. Ready to do it. Getting something done they've been putting off. Use an unconventional way. Anything else? One more. Okay. Spiritual, using intuition, divine intervention, divine guidance. Confused, cannot figure out what's going on. And left unread, no reply. Ghosted. Let's put these aside for right now because I don't think it applies to this. This might be a separate thought completely. But in regards to your vision, so yeah, like we were talking at the beginning of the reading, you have something that you have been working on during your hermit mode or your rest. You've been putting your thought into something. You've been putting your thought into something brand new or an extension of something that you're already currently working on, but taking a different approach to it. You may be looking at it and coming in on it from a more spiritual angle. And it's not conventional. The way that you're going about doing this project or this goal or this new movement of yours is being done in a very unconventional way. And you may be a little bit reluctant on, what's the word, executing it, and having some doubts and some fears. But that's where we go back to not getting yourself stuck. Don't be your own block here in this situation. There's going to be spirits saying there's no loss in trying. Trying things in a new, unconventional way and putting your vision into action. There will never be a loss there. Even if you don't attain this goal, even if you're not able to even take it through the full course of its life or what it could be, that there's learning to be had along this process and journey. There's reasons why you're going to be doing it this way because of the people that you're going to come in contact with, the connections you're going to make, and the learning and the growth that's going to be had doing it. This may not be your end game. This may not be a lifelong journey, whatever this is, but it's important for you to execute it because of the growth and the learning that you're going to have while trying to do it. This particular thing or idea that you're trying to work with, not saying it won't have longevity, but it could lead to something else along the way. This could be another stepping stone in your journey, your personal life journey, to the next thing that may be the thing where you find longevity, if that makes sense. So don't avoid this process, this idea, this adventure, this trip, this whatever this is for you. Don't avoid it because you think it's going to flop. Because if it does, even if it does flop, they're saying that the only thing that's going to be bruised or hurt is your ego. And we have to learn to let those things go and not let our ego decide our actions, not letting our ego get in the way of opportunities and connections, to see the opportunity where it lies, to enjoy life. Life isn't about the end goals, it's about the journey through life. There really is no end goal. You're constantly recreating and reinventing every day of your life until the day you're no longer here on this planet. You could be well into your 80s or 90s and have an idea, I want to execute it. Every day is a new day to try something different. So don't let your fear and your doubts and your ego get in the way of whatever this is. We also do have two other cards here out on the table. We have confused, can't figure out what's going on, left on red, no reply, ghosted. And I'm getting now, after all this has come out, that this may be in regards to someone that perhaps you may be working with, or you had planned on executing this idea with. Spirit's saying, don't worry about this, leave it behind. They'll catch up when they're ready, if that makes sense to whoever that resonates with. And let me see if we have anything else. We have Dark Night of the Soul here that came out. Some of you may have just went through another Dark Night of the Soul. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. Some more validation there for you to execute your idea. It's time to start telling people about this thing, getting people on board with helping, collaborating. Pinkies up, it's tea time. Listen, don't gossip. You may be getting a lot of gossip coming towards you right now, a lot of talk about other things going on with the people around you and your energy. They're saying just listen, but don't participate. I know it sometimes can be hard. You don't want to just sit there completely silent, but don't add fuel to the fire. What's hidden in the dark will come to light in regards to this matter. Things are going to start exposing themselves in front of your very own eyes. You may not even be a part of the situation, but you're seeing things happening, and you're very observant right now in regards to the people and energies around you. You're very aware right now of what's going on around you. Very aware. To a fault, actually, because sometimes you can see so much happening that it can be a little overwhelming trying to separate all the chaotic energy from your own. Take it in stride. Handle one situation at a time. Don't take on other people's energy as your own baggage. I'm kidding. Leave it with them. It's not your problem, not your worry or concern. If you have nothing to do with it, then you don't need to worry about it. You got 3, might be significant. I'm working on myself. And it's all happening. Time to relax. Relax as in regards to don't get yourself all worked up, because we're not resting no more. We're taking action right now. Don't let yourself get all worked up. Don't let your emotions take over the course of this plan. Stay in control of it. You've got this. And then we have one more, and then we're going to wrap it up. Staring at me on my karma card deck is information to explain, communications about, resulting from fluctuations of in Gemini. Information to explain. Reset. Wanting a second chance. Would like to try again. This may be in regards to confused, can't figure out what's going on, left on red person, the person that you thought was going to be executing these ideas, plans, adventures, trips, whatever it is with you. They want to try this one more time. And then we have stubborn, standing up for something, not backing down, determined. So they're going to try. Spirit's saying it's okay. You can let them in on this. They can be a part of this. They're not sure when they're going to get on board. Don't wait around for them. But it seems like they want to be in the action. They want to be a part of this adventure. Anything else about this, Spirit? Person may be going to therapy, seeing a counselor, mental health. Keep that in mind. So, whatever this is, stay focused, get your game plan together, and execute. Don't let fear creep in. And that is your message. This week's energy read. This is what you have to look forward to. This is the things that you have to work on. This is where your current energy is lying and what you need to really think about. So I do hope it did help. And if it did resonate with you, please like and subscribe and share, comment. I would appreciate it. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.